Hi, hello, how are you? And welcome to another edition of the RainKast. We're on episode 4, and you can now find the show on Castbox, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, as well as Stitcher. Thank you for tuning in, and I gotta be honest with you folks, this is actually a re-recording. This episode might come off a little weird, but hopefully it still brings us that nice, cheesy, cringy quality that we live up to.
Well, technically, they don't know that there was a corrupted.
No, they don't, but in the event that we say, like last time, or in the last time we got together, or last recording, that way they get a little bit of a context, but hopefully we avoid that type of dialogue. I have a bit of a challenge for us.
All
right. We are going to try to say or the least amount of times as possible. And whoever says it the most loses. They have to do something. I don't know, like pay for dinner or something.
Does that count? What you said?
No, okay. It doesn't count until like after this, because I have to edit this stuff, and Mickey didn't believe me when I said that sometimes people say and without meaning it. That doesn't count either. So anyway, I am to explain later, and I'm joined with my co-host
McDrizzle. What's up, guys? Good to be back.
He's still drizzling the mix,
drizzling the rain, and it's called the RainKast.
It is called the RainKast. So you are making it McDrizzle all over on our day. It is currently October 5th. This is much later than I wanted us to record, but you know how it is. Schedules, work, stuff, life gets in the way, as well as it finds a way. But there's a lot of stuff that has been happening recently. There's been a lot of Mortal Kombat news that dropped. One of the big things that happened like 2 months ago was the Combat Pack trailer dropped, and we got the release dates for each of the characters, so let's run down that really quick. We have Terminator coming up in just 3 short days on October 8th. Really looking forward to him. What do you think about Terminator so far? So pumped. Just from like that trailer.
Amazing. Awesome. NetherRealms, you blew it out of the park again.
He blew it out of the park with that gameplay trailer. Sindel, we haven't seen a gameplay trailer for, but she comes out November 26th.
She looks awesome.
I'm personally really looking forward to her, and a lot of people were kind of ticked off that Terminator is coming out before Sindel, but personally, I don't mind because Sindel comes out really close to my birthday. Like, she's literally a week after my birthday, so that it's kind of like a late birthday present.
NetherRealms dedicated to you.
I hope if they do a combat cast and they record it like a week before Sindel comes out, I get a birthday shout out. So, Derek, seriously, man, do it. Birthday shout out to Explain Later for Sindel when that happens. But yeah, I'm really excited for Sindel. She's the only one of my top 3 favorite Mortal Kombat characters I'm getting in this game, and I'm happy for that. Joker comes out January 28th. Not the movie, but the character.
Sort of a hit and miss for me. Wait to see more gameplay.
I hope the gameplay blows it out of the park, because I've mentioned this in the last episode, not the last recording, the last episode, that I don't see there being a lot more NetherRealm can do with the Joker gameplay-wise.
Right.
The only thing I can really think of is if they have like a really creepy Joker gas fatality.
Yeah.
But that's the most I can think of right now. So Joker's kind of a meh for me.
It's cool, though, that to see a DC character, killing in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Should have been Lobo.
Should have been Lobo.
Should have been Rain. Yeah.
What about Spawn?
Spawn, March 17th. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It sucks that we have to wait that long, though. I really hope it's worth the wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. And didn't they also have the voice actor?
Yes, Keith David is officially going to be reprising his role as Spawn, and I'm really pumped for listening to Keith David's sexy, deep voice reprising the role of Spawn. Maybe there'll just be an intro where he shouts, "Wanda!" Because that was Spawn's wife.
Well, that'd be cool.
Al Simmons.
You can throw that in there somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be great. They have to throw it in there somewhere. Maybe as like a dying shout or something.
Oh, like when he's dying?
Yeah, like you know how people scream during the fatalities? Instead, he screams Wanda.
Oh.
That'd be weird.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't
It'd be
know.
kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of
Or maybe
funny.
Wanda can somehow make a cameo in the fatality.
Something that
I don't know.
really wish NetherRealm would do again is if they gave guest characters their own stages. Like, I would really love to see an alleyway stage that's based off of the alley that Spawn hangs out in the comics. And then, like, maybe there's this gap in the alleyway that has fencing, and then you see a church in the background.
Oh,
that'd be
cool.
really cool. And then as, like, lightning strikes, you get little cameos from different characters from
That'd
the
be
Spawn
sick.
comics.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Like the Redeemer, I think his name is, and Violator, and all sorts of stuff. That'd be really cool. I like it when they do character exclusive stages for guest characters. But more on guest characters later. Nightwolf came out. What are your thoughts on Nightwolf?
Definitely a well-rounded character. You know, he has his moves where he can push the opponent, then he has his moves where he can zone the opponent.
Do you remember any of Nightwolf's gameplay from 2 weeks ago?
I do.
Okay.
I
Just
do.
wanted to make sure.
I do. You know, he has his bows, and you know he can shoot 3 arrows at a time. Then he has his animal spirits that can buff him.
Yeah, I really like the animal spirits. They just added third variations into the game. I still have to check those out because I'm curious if one of Nightwolf's third variation does include more of those animal spirits, because one thing that really bugged me is that they play up the animal spirits in his gameplay trailer. They played them up in the combat cast where they showed them off, but you can't really use them in the tournament variations, which I think is a real shame. But the animal spirit stuff is really cool. It reminds me of Silva from Shaman Kane. So I thought that was really cool for Nightwolf. What do you think of his skins?
I don't like the helmet, but I know you can change that in his customizations, right?
Yeah, because it's a headpiece. Like, the first thing I did was that I swapped out the helmet for the hair.
Yeah, and I just like his classic costume.
I like his base skin without the helmet, because it looks like a revamp of his Mortal Kombat 3 outfit with the uses of blues and blacks.
Right.
And then you have his actual Mortal Kombat 3 outfit in the game, and it looks really cool, actually. It's a really nice rendition of it, and it really makes me hope we get Sindel's Mortal Kombat 3 outfit.
I'm sure they'll do a outfit and he'll have your name on it.
The To Explain Later skin.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Exclusive for Sindel. That'd be great. But Nightwolf, I play a little bit of him. He has the one tournament variation where you can do the grabs at the end of combos. That one I really like, simply because it kind of fits that aggressive gameplay that I like from a lot of characters. But he's not main worthy for me. He's definitely a cool character, but not one that I would have to play around a little bit more with him in order for me to decide whether or not this is a character I would take into a tournament, or this is a character that would be my go-to whenever I'm at a friend's house and I want to show off my quote-unquote skills that I don't have. Is that your...
Sorry.
Come on, man. We're trying to be professional.
I thought I turned it off.
Anything you want to add on to Nightwolf?
Yeah, I also agree with what you said. He's definitely a character that I have to keep playing more and more and see if I like him.
See if anything really clicks.
Yeah, see if anything really clicks. Because, you know, I've seen some gameplay on YouTube and whatnot, and it looks like he's easy to play but hard to master, because there's these combos that they keep doing, and the combos are, I think, crushing blows, and his crushing blows are apparently easy to execute, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Even though Nightwolf has been out for like 2 months, we haven't had a whole lot of time to play him.
Yeah, well, work, life, it's busy.
Real life gets in the way. We're really just doing this to goof off.
Yeah.
I love his Revenant skin.
Yeah,
his Revenant skin looks awesome. There's a couple other skins from him that I really like, and I like his helmet headpiece. I kind of wish they gave him just the wolf headpiece that he had in Mortal Kombat 9 in his alternate costume. I would have loved to put that onto the Revenant Nightwolf. That would have looked awesome. But they didn't. Who knows? Maybe they'll add it in a patch or a combat league later on, but we'll see. But a lot of Terminator gameplay has been released, both through YouTubers and through Combat Cast. So just before Terminator comes out in literally 3 days, by the time people listen to this podcast, Terminator will already be out.
Probably.
So what are your thoughts on Terminator pre-release?
In an earlier episode, I said that I was afraid they were just gonna botch Terminator, you know? I mean, he's just a killing machine. He has guns, he doesn't really have any flashy moves or any close-up moves, you know? He's just shooting missiles, cannons, rocket launchers, whatever. But when I saw the trailer, like, I saw, like, oh, wow, like, it looks very familiar to a Jason. But instead of, like, Jason, you know, when you knock him out, he kind of comes back to life. Terminator sort of becomes his robotic endoskeleton.
And I've heard that it's not like when he's completely dead. I think it activates when he's low on health.
Oh.
Or it's a move that you have to execute. I've heard that it's a little different than Jason's Resurrect. Simply because there isn't really like meter anymore that you have to gauge. Because with that one you recovered as much meter as you had at the time. When you're in that endoskeleton form, you have limited moves. Maximilian Dude talked about this.
Right,
he was talking about his gameplay thoughts on it. But you have limited moves, punches, and kicks, and you have armor on like literally everything. You are just fully armored. You cannot jump though. So I'm really curious, do you grow the skin back if you win the round, or is this only a last round thing? Or because I know with Devora, with her bug resurrect, the bug sort of like crawls back into her body. I'm really curious how they do this one. But yeah, I totally called it. They were going to give Terminator some Jason stuff. I called that he would have a teleport. So that was really cool.
That's the only flashy thing about him.
The teleport. And I hope that's something that's in one of his tournament variations, because I'd like to see how people play around with it. So there's a... Jesus Christ, I keep saying it.
What?
The thing I'm not supposed to say.
Oh,
Yeah. Shit, there it is again.
You lost.
I'm losing.
I do like that they added cool little homages to, like, the movie came out in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do like they added, like, cool little gimmicks or homages, like, you know, the intro, the Johnny Cage toys.
Yeah, it's almost like when he takes the shotgun out of the rose box.
Yeah.
And then you have him driving a motorcycle
that
says Johnny Cage on it. There's a lot. Terminator just has it out for Johnny Cage.
He hates him.
He hates him. Something else I was going to say, gameplay-wise, was they also sort of like gave him a little bit of Jax and Jackie type moves. He has grenades, sort of like how Jackie has plasma grenade.
Yeah.
Plasma grenades. I'm pretty sure they serve a different function, but I still found it like weird that they did that, because I don't remember him using grenades in any of the movies, specifically future grenades.
I don't remember either.
But I guess he's a future robot, so why not?
I'm sure they have grenades in the future.
And he has like some ground pound stomp moves and air grapple stuff.
He has a lot of air grapple stuff.
almost like Jax does.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious what was the idea behind that. I know some of his moves have like references to other Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, like his running move is called
The Running Man.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really wish that there was something that was like a Conan the Barbarian reference though.
Oh, that would be really cool too.
Like, name one of his shotguns, Sword of Atlantis, or something like that. That'd be really cool. Although, one of his shotguns, it's either his shotgun or grenade. I saw this in a History Behind the Warrior video. Says Wu Lei MK7.
Oh.
Which is a reference to the Tengu leader that you fight in Mortal Kombat Armageddon's Conquest mode, which is the 7th Mortal Kombat game.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So that was that's a really cool like little touch. But yeah, Terminator, he looks pretty cool. I have my reservations about him. I'll definitely character that I need to get my hands on in order to like it. I kind of like what they're doing with the shotgun, where it's a single blast and you have to amplify it, and you also move when you amplify it. So that's actually really cool, and I think you can get some really flashy stuff out of that.
I do like they added catchphrases in his gameplay too.
Yeah,
like the "Get over here."
Get over here.
Yeah, get over here.
I find it so funny that they snuck in the awkward smile from when John was trying to teach him how to smile.
Yeah.
But they didn't sneak in "Hasta la vista, baby."
Maybe they will.
Maybe
You
they
never know.
will. You never know.
You
It
never
might be
know.
just like something he randomly says, like a muscle spasm.
Yeah, maybe.
Hasta la vista, baby. What do you think about his voice? Since we're having fun talking about the.
It's not really Arnold, right?
No, it's not. They weren't able to get Arnold Schwarzenegger to voice him, and I think it might be a Voice Actors Guild thing, since Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't part of it.
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
But I did hear that Arnie did handpick the voice actor. What do you think about this guy? Do you think he's doing a good job?
Honestly, I didn't even. Yeah, I thought it was the real thing. So yeah, it's awesome.
It's a little off, but I will say that like everybody has a yelling Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Everybody has a get to the chopper.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah,
Come on, do it.
Yeah.
But nobody has like a resting Schwarzenegger voice.
What's that?
Like a really well. It's like when Arnold Schwarzenegger just talks regularly, like, "Come on, show me your skills as a leader," or "You son of a bitch." Like nobody has like a super good resting Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, which you need to do the Terminator because he's a cold, emotionless machine. As far as that goes, I think this guy is doing very well because that's what he's supposed to be. He has a testicle stomp.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was in that's
I don't know what it's a reference to.
It's a crushing blow, right?
Yeah, it's a crushing blow.
Yeah, it's a crushing blow.
One of the crushing blow required.
Yeah.
It's so.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I think it's cool though, because the 80s is about testicle stomps and.
Is that what the 80s was about? I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't born yet.
I don't know. The 80s and their weird gimmicks and their testicle stomps or whatever.
So, skin-wise, what do you think about his skins?
I didn't. They tease skins?
Well, did you see any of the videos of people like showing off the skins from their early gameplay they got to go record?
I just saw his actual gameplay. I didn't see his
You didn't see like any of the other stuff that Oh man,
no,
there's some really good skins and then there's some really bad skins. He has 4 different skin types, and then of course there's the multiple colors with each. One is the base one, which is the leather jacket and old Arnie.
Okay.
One is old Arnie that's battle damaged. So like his arm shows the endoskeleton underneath.
Oh, that's
like
sick.
almost like how in Terminator 1 when he sort of like rips off the skin from his hand, or
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
rips
yeah.
the skin from his hand in Terminator 2. And then there's also like half his face is melted off, so you see
just
the
like
red eye underneath.
Yeah, that's sick.
So that's pretty cool. Then you have young Arnie with the biker jacket, and I think it's supposed to be a reference to Terminator 1, except the thing that's off is that the jacket isn't quite right. He's wearing a shirt, which on the movie poster at least, Arnie doesn't look like he's wearing a shirt for Terminator 1. And I think a lot more people remember Arnold Schwarzenegger for wearing a trench coat in Terminator 1. And then the last skin is young Arnie without the jacket, just wearing a shirt.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like you could have cut out that young Arnie just wearing the shirt and sort of, because the shirt will sometimes have graphics on it.
Yeah,
One of them is a Mortal Kombat graphic. One is a Mortal Kombat 11 graphic. One is like a Cage Fitness graphic.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that. It should have been Parrish Fitness, if anything, in a reference to John Parrish. But I feel like that could have been condensed into the battle damaged old Arnie.
Yeah.
And then we could have got an actual like Terminator 2 Judgment Day Arnie. Because when I think Terminator 2 Judgment Day Arnie, I think of him with the biker jacket, leather pants, grenades strapped across his chest, and he's holding a Gatling gun.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I saw from the gear, there isn't really like sunglasses that has the red eye glowing underneath it, like you see in the Terminator 1 poster.
Yeah.
Although in Terminator 1, I think the glasses actually had text on it that said CSM 101 or something like that. So that would have been a cool touch that they could have put in there, but they didn't.
Did they show the cosmetics?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The skins, the cosmetics.
Yeah. Well, the 3 different gear pieces.
Yeah, the 3 different gear pieces are. Headpiece, which is sunglasses.
Okay.
Called that. Shotgun. I don't think I called shotgun. Maybe I did.
I don't even remember him having a shotgun in the movie.
He does have a shotgun in the movies. He actually has it in the poster for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And Future Grenade.
Oh, okay.
Which, one thing I'm a little disappointed in is that they didn't try to work a Gatling gun into his moveset at all.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
That was a big thing about
Yeah.
Terminator, was his Gatling gun.
that's like the scene I remember from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is all supposed to be movie promotion, so I'm sure they were like strapped for time as far as putting skins in. Maybe they'll throw in some more skins later on. We'll see in a future update. But so far with the skins, it feels a little lackluster. It would have been funny if they sort of like worked in getting a T-1000 skin where it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger cosplaying as the T-1000. And since Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time was a bigger dude than the guy playing the T-1000,
Yeah.
it's like the shirt's coming off him. It's like buttoned up, but there's these little slits where you could see his skin because the costume's too small for him.
That's funny. The movie's coming out soon, right?
It is coming out soon. Terminator Dark Fate. I think it's October 13th, 14th?
Yeah.
It's mid-October. I know that. So, what do you think about that movie? Are you excited for it at all?
Terminator movie?
Yeah, Terminator Dark Fate.
I don't know. I have to see some more footage.
I am very disappointed that I see a character wielding a chain and hook weapon on a movie poster for the first time, and it's not Lobo.
Speaking of movies, Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, that would have been a good segue. That would have been a smooth segue. But yeah, the cast for the Mortal Kombat movie has been sort of revealed. We have the cast list right in front of us, and we're just going to sort of run down, give a thumbs up, thumbs down, whether we approve of them playing the character, maybe one or two thoughts on it. But like really quickly, what about the new Mortal Kombat logo that they're doing for the movie? What do you think about it?
I think it looks cool, but it's not something that they should use as the official. Like they shouldn't change it. Like they should just use it for the movie.
Yeah, I think it looks fine for the movie. I don't see why they needed to make a new logo because the Mortal Kombat logo is iconic.
Right.
At first, when I saw that, I thought it was a Game of Thrones thing. It's a cool logo, but I prefer the original. I would get it on a t-shirt, but I wouldn't want it on any of my games.
Yeah.
I might get a movie poster.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd really like a movie poster. Anyway, let's get to this cast list. Ludi Lin as Liu Kang.
Yes, love it. I've seen him in previous martial art movies. I think he's gonna be awesome. And and he's got that like Liu Kang look, kinda.
He looks a little pop star-y for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll have to see his performance. You recommended an episode of
Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror, that show. I have to check it out. He's kind of a flat bar for me, a middle. I'll have to see more of his work. Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero.
Also excited because he's also a martial artist.
He is a huge martial artist. All of these guys are huge martial artists, from my understanding. That's really a cool thing that they're going for the movie. They want to have actual fighting people who can fight doing a fighting game movie, which makes sense. That makes sense. But Joe Taslim was like the first thing that they casted for the movie, and I was like, oh yeah, I can see that guy as Sub-Zero, so that's a thumbs up for me. Especially if this is supposed to be Bi-Han Sub-Zero, the one that will eventually become Noob Saibot. Yeah, I can see that happening. Hiroyuki Sanada. I just butchered that name.
Sorry, man.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sanada, sir. As Scorpion.
Love it. Awesome. And he looks like the older Scorpion.
He looks like, people have been saying this since Mortal Kombat X, that he should play Scorpion because he looks like the Hanzo Hasashi bearded Scorpion. Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree with that. He's like perfect casting for it. I'm really hoping that in this movie, Scorpion and Sub-Zero aren't just jobbers like they were in the original one. Like, Scorpion is actually one of the main protagonists of the film, and we get to follow him and his rivalry with Sub-Zero, all culminating in this one battle that takes place as the island is falling apart behind them, where Scorpion is like, no, you will not escape. I will have my revenge. That's what I really want to see.
That was on Shang Tsung's island, right?
Yeah, on Shang Tsung's island. Jessica McNamee.
You probably butchered that, too.
I did, too.
Yeah,
Sonya Blade. I'm sorry.
I don't know anything about her, but
I've only seen her in The Meg.
So, I mean...
I'm sure she's an excellent fighter and an excellent actress, but that's not enough for me to go on. So, it's a flat bar for me until I see more.
More footage.
Yeah. Need to see him in action. Josh Lawson as Kano.
I don't know anything about Josh Lawson either.
I don't know either. It's a new name for me, but I saw his photo and I'm like, yeah, I could see him playing Kano.
Does he look kind of like Kano?
He looks a little bit too handsome to be Kano, to be completely honest.
Maybe a young Kano?
Like, maybe a young Kano or a Jarek or something like that, but we'll see. We'll slap a metal face on him and we'll see. So, flat bar?
Flat bar.
Flat bar.
Flat bar.
A lot of flat bars because we don't actively look these actors up. We probably should have before recording, but we did not. Makad Brooks.
I don't know
as
who that
Jax.
is. He was in Arrow, Supergirl. Yeah,
Supergirl, Arrow,
yeah,
The Flash, all those crossover CW shows.
He's like the security guard, or like a...
No, he's Jimmy Olsen.
Oh,
and
okay,
he becomes the Guardian. So what do you think?
Flat line. Flat bar, I mean.
It's actually a thumbs down from me.
Thumbs down.
Not because I don't like Makad Brooks as an actor. I think he did an excellent job portraying that version of Jimmy Olsen. But for me, Jax Briggs has to be too old for this shit since 1994. I don't get that with Makad. He looks too happy.
Not like Jax.
He does. Maybe his performance will sort of bring it out, but he looks too young and too happy to be Jax.
Maybe with the makeup,
like
and
he looks
all
like
that, and they'll fix it.
Maybe if he grows out a beard or something or whatever. But it's a no for me until I see him in action. He looks like somebody that's more likely to give me a big hug than do a gotcha grab on me.
Ooh, that was good. I like that. Who's his next? Let me try.
Okay.
Tadanobu Asano.
Tadanobu Asano.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Asano. As Raiden, what do you think?
We should just not try to pronounce these names, but then this is a purely audio format.
Or what we can do is
how we're not going to.
You could put the name on the screen and.
Well, the thing is that the audio version of this comes out before the YouTube version. A little background. Tadanobu Asano as Raiden. He looks good.
Okay.
He looks like he'd be a good Raiden.
Looks old?
Yeah. He looks like I think they might age him up a bit. Maybe give him some white hair and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can see him playing Raiden.
I remember the old Raiden from the 90s. I did not like how he looked.
You didn't like Christopher Lambert as Raiden?
He looked weird.
How dare you?
He looked off.
He is a legend and a treasure.
He just looked like he didn't belong in the movie.
But he did.
He looked like he was passing by the movie set, and then the director was like, "Hey,
put a wig on him."
Yeah, exactly.
He's actually in. You know the game Broforce.
Yeah.
His performance as Raiden got Brayden into Broforce. Which is the bro version of Raiden.
That's funny.
It's actually like the last character you unlock in Broforce. I like Christopher Lambert, and I'm really looking forward to see how Tadanobu Asano plays Raiden.
They should do a cool segment where all the old cast meets the new cast.
Or to have some background stuff.
That'd
be cool. That'd be kind of cool. So is that a thumbs up? Flat bar?
Flat bar.
Thumbs up for me. Chin Han as Shang Tsung.
Oh, he was in Skyscraper.
Scraper.
With
Dwayne The Rock Johnson thing. He was like
the businessman guy.
Was he the businessman
or
the financial bad guy? I didn't actually watch that.
There's always the financial bank or in charge of the CEO company, and he somehow becomes a bad guy or something.
With this actor, what do you think?
He looks good. Looks like a young Shang Tsung. I'm sure
he looks like young Shang Tsung.
And they put makeup, maybe age him a little bit. I'm sure put the wig on,
I think.
Here we
so
go.
Tagawa is my Shang Tsung.
Yeah. I'm sure they can. We'll put him in a cameo or something.
But here's my idea.
Okay.
You have Shin Han play young Shang Tsung. And then as a post-credit scene, due to Shang Tsung's failure, he's brought before Shao Kahn. And Shao Kahn, as punishment, sucks the souls and powers out of Shang Tsung, turning him into old Shang. And that's when we get Kerry Tagawa to reprise the role as old Shang Tsung.
Man, you just love Kerry Tagawa.
That would be cool. But yeah, Shin Han, I'm sure he'll nail the role. It's a bit of a flat bar for me until I actually see him in the role, because just from looking up pictures of him, I don't see Shang Tsung. But maybe once they put makeup on him, maybe once they put a little bit of a goatee on him that he strokes so sinisterly, then maybe I'll see Shang Tsung, but not right now.
So flat bar?
Flat bar.
Flat bar.
Sissy Strainer as Melina.
I know we spoke about this earlier. We were both sort of like, because Melina's supposed to be a clone of Kitana. Right?
Which means that Sissy Strainer will also, or at least someone that looks like her, will also be playing Kitana.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. I've always imagined Edenians as mixed race. It's basically like the Amazons in Greek mythology. They're undescribably beautiful to us mere mortals. At first, when last time we tried to do this 4th episode, I had a flat bar on Sissy Strainer, and then I saw a video of her training for Melina, and it just clicked. Like, I was like, I could see her playing Melina now.
Huh.
Because it was training with, like, fighting with size and at least getting the stance down and the sort of, like, the body work, like, moving like Melina would in a fight, and it just clicked with me. So, yeah, that's a thumbs up for me, Sissy Strainer. I see it now.
I don't. You have to show me.
I do have to show you. Maybe later. But, yeah. Sissy Strainer, that's a thumbs up for me. Max Huang as Kun Lao. Max Huang?
I thought we were not going to pronounce... Oh, no, we have
It's
to
kind of
pronounce
hard to not pronounce their names. I'm sorry to all these actors.
And actresses.
And actresses. Sorry, Jessica. As Kun Lao.
I don't know who Max is, but I'm sure...
I don't either. I really don't. I looked up a picture of him, and I was like, yeah, I could see him being like a smug Kun Lao.
Yeah.
Because to me, Kun Lao should be smug. He should be a little cocky.
Definitely. And a little bit of a smartass, too.
Oh, a little bit of a smartass. That's sort of been his personality since Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. That's the Kun Lao I remember, and I'm like, yeah, I could see this guy as Kun Lao. And then we have Louis Tan playing question mark.
Louis Tan is the guy from Wu Assassins, right?
Yeah, Wu Assassins, sure. I haven't seen Wu Assassins yet. Is it good? I've heard it's good.
So if you're in it merely for the combat, the action, the fighting, great. But that's all it has going for it.
There's no like really good, interesting story.
Nah, it's very cheesy. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, okay. I like silly, cheesy stuff sometimes. Yeah. You need some cheese on.
But like the fighting is phenomenal, awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from my understanding, in this Mortal Kombat film, he's playing the mystery protagonist.
Right.
So, Liu Kang, that's not going to be our protagonist. It's going to be whoever Louis Tan plays.
What are your thoughts on that?
People are thinking it's going to be Cole Turner, which is the weird character from early leaks and early casting lists that nobody responded well to. It's someone who was literally made up for the movie.
Okay.
We'll see. Other people are thinking maybe he's going to be playing Johnny Cage because there's been no Johnny Cage over this movie at all.
There should be a Johnny Cage.
I could see him playing Johnny Cage. I literally only know Louis Tan as Shatterstar in Deadpool 2.
Oh. I feel like Johnny Cage is a vital part of the Mortal Kombat.
It is, because I do think you need, for a movie, especially if you're introducing us to this whole new world, you need a character that's sort of like representative of the audience who's experiencing all of this for the first time.
Right.
So if he plays Johnny Cage, I think he could pull it off, because just going from his appearance as Shatterstar, I think he can play the sort of like cocky asshole very well.
Okay.
Not sure about a likable cocky asshole, because Shatterstar in Deadpool 2 wasn't supposed to be likable. Those are our thoughts. So Louis Tan, whatever he plays, I hope it's a thumbs up. But for now, it's just like his character, question mark.
Who do you think the villain's going to be in the movie?
It's going to be Shang Tsung.
Okay.
You think Shang Tsung's going to be the main bad guy.
Do you think they're going to include Shao Kahn?
I think Shao Kahn will be hinted at, but he won't be present. Yeah, those are our thoughts on the Mortal Kombat cast list, and today we're going to sort of step away from the realm of Mortal Kombat for a bit and talk about something that we did back in August, late August.
That was 2 months ago. It's crazy.
It's a solid month ago.
Yes.
About a little over a month ago.
Yeah, a little bit over a month ago.
But we went to PAX. This was our second time going to PAX. We had a lot of fun. What were your thoughts on PAX in general this year, Mickey? Because you had a very interesting experience.
Yes, had a great experience. This year for PAX, amazing, awesome, best PAX so far. I went last year. This year topped it.
What topped it for you? Like any specifics?
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Okay, fine. Get to it.
Yeah, going right. I will. I entered like a random tournament that I didn't really want to enter, but somehow I asked this guy because this guy didn't he like come up? Did he come up to me or like
we were sitting behind his friends.
Oh yeah.
And he went up to talk to his friends.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do it, right? Or did I ask him?
He wanted to ditch.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's when you tuned in, because his friends were like, "But then you have a spot in the tournament. How can you ditch?" or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you came up like, "I'll do it."
Yeah, pretty much. Just there at the right time.
And this was a samurai gun tournament that was run by Red Bull.
And this is a game I've never. I mean, apparently I played last year, right? But
yeah, we played it last year at the Double Fine booth.
If I don't remember.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Anyway, I entered the tournament and I was like, okay, whatever. I'll probably lose in like the first round or something. First round comes. Oh, wow. I'm actually pretty... Okay, I think I'm doing pretty good. Second round. Okay, wow. Am I actually pretty good? So I won the first 2 rounds, and then the third round is that the semifinals, right? Or was it the fourth round of the semifinals?
I think it was the fourth round of the semifinals. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the little I recorded.
I don't even think there's a way to even... Because I tried finding it online, but there's no, like...
I don't think they were streaming it. I think it was just like a little event that if you were there, you were there.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I got to the fourth round, and I lost. And for someone who's never played the game, I think I did pretty good. And I got 4th place. So, I go up to my friend and like, hey, let's get out of here. The next thing you know, the host is like, let's get all the 1st to 4th place winners.
The top 4. Usually they only want the top 3. But no, this was the top 4.
And guess what I got, guys? I got, what was it, headset?
Yep.
Keypad.
Yep.
Right. I got Gang Beasts vinyl. Oh, where did I get what was the last thing I got?
A case of Red Bull.
Oh, I know the other last thing.
Oh yeah, you got free tickets to PAX next year.
Yeah.
So but just to sort of like give a scope to this, about how expensive was that headset that they got you?
Oh, the headset itself was $150.
It was like $150
just the
headset for 4th place.
Crazy, right?
And it was like a $50 mouse pad, a vinyl of Game Beast, and a copy of Game Beast, which I think is a game that runs for $39.99.
Yeah.
And then you got tickets 4-day pass.
Yeah.
For PAX next year. So you, in total, for 4th place, you got like a $400 worth of winnings.
Pretty much. Maybe
for
more.
For 4th.
If not more, yeah.
And for a game you never played before.
Yeah.
Like, that was just bonkers to me.
Crazy,
just
right?
watching it happen.
Yeah, you were there the whole time.
I was there the whole time.
What was going through your head while you were watching me?
I was like, wow, he's actually doing really good. He could actually win this. Like, how funny would it be if he won?
Yeah. Fun. Didn't we have something planned? I was just like, oh yeah, okay, I'll just try to lose so we can go do something else.
Oh yeah, we were going to meet up with some of my other friends to get pizza at a local pizzeria.
Yeah. And then...
Also trying to do your fantasy draft.
Yeah.
For whatever
the
reason.
whole time.
I don't know why your fantasy draft is so important. It was like, hey, could you play for me while I go do your fantasy draft? I'm like, no, I'm not going to fuck this up for you.
You know what's funny? While I was playing, I was drafting. As my phone was on the counter. I was like drafting while I was playing. And I still won. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was McDrizzle's PAX experience. Since this might be like the last time I get to go to a convention like this, I did some cosplay. I crashed the Cyberpunk 2077 party.
That was awesome.
Dressed as Lobo. It was
still
the
a cyberpunk thing.
IGN. I figured, what's more cyberpunk than a space biking bounty hunter? But unfortunately, I didn't read the rules that were established by IGN, where you had to cosplay a character who appears in the promotional material. So if you look up the PAX West cosplay contest from IGN, you're not going to see me because they cut me out of the video. And I was in character the whole time when they interviewed
awesome.
me.
He killed it.
Man, that was crazy. And then, of course, last 2 days, I dressed as Eddie Riggs from Brutal Legend because the game turns 10 this year. And I got to meet Tim Schafer, who's like an icon in the gaming industry. And I really just know him for making Brutal Legend. So I got him to sign my axe and a copy of the game I've had for 10 years that was sitting in my dad's closet because my dad didn't want to give it to me for Christmas because it was rated M. But yeah,
How'd you get it then? You just bought
I bought my own copy, and then when it came out on PC, I bought my own copy, and then that was when my dad remembered, oh yeah, I still have this game, and then he gave it to me.
Oh, he did buy it?
Yeah, he did buy it. He bought it, and he just kept it in his closet. He forgot to return it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so that was fun. It was really nice to meet Tim Schafer, but PAX, of course, is known for its games. So what was your game of the show this year at PAX?
My game of the show was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Huge fan. I loved what they're doing with the game. It's not like a fighting game, like Fighters. It's like a actual role-playing RPG. Think of Grand Theft Auto meets Dragon Ball Z. Pretty cool. What about you?
It sounds pretty cool. Is there anything else you want to add to it? Like any gameplay stuff? Any story beats?
Yeah.
What was the demo like?
Oh,
what did you get for participating in the demo?
I just didn't want to, I wanted for you to speak too, not just me.
I've been trying to drag this thing out because we've been breezing through all of our topics, probably because we've talked about this stuff before.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys ever played the previous Dragon Ball Z games, but the last one that I remember that had any RPG element was Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku on the Game Boy Advance. Like a classic beat 'em up. It's 2D style, and you punch, and you can level up, go Super Saiyan, transform, you get a Kamehameha, and there's boss fights and stuff. It was very basic. That was my favorite game growing up. For years, I've been asking them to make another game like Legacy of Goku, Legacy of Goku 3, or whatever. And when I saw...
You've actually been talking to people from Dragon Ball and Toho Animation and...
Oh, no. I'm just saying, in general. I'm not emailing them.
No, you go to their houses.
And, blackmail them and knock on the door. And, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so this one is exactly what I asked for. You have boss fights, and the boss fights have, super, Dragon Ball Z is chaotic, big battles, destroy Earth and planets and galaxies, whatever, the boss battles that they evoke that sort of, that kind of feel, It displays the rawness in the show that we all love. And it's awesome. You can also, you can go fishing, you can fly anywhere, you can switch characters, you can, level up. It's just awesome, man. I'm so excited for this game. I just love Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Yeah. There's that better? That make you happy?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Oh, and you get a
solid 5 minutes.
For playing the demo, you get a cool Goku Super Saiyan wig.
That's what I was looking for. Who cares about the game? The swag, man. That's where it's at.
Yeah, a cool wig. It's uncomfortable.
That's the whole reason you go to these events.
And what about you, mister?
My game of the show was a little game from, I believe, a studio in Redmond called Disintegration. It's a bunch of ex-Bungie guys, and I'm not usually a whole shooter game thing, but this game, it's not just an FPS, it's not just a team game, it's also a vehicle combat game that has RTS elements in it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So for me, it's this weird hybrid between XCOM and Twisted Metal, which is just really awesome. And the booth that they had there was super...
They went all out.
They had one of the hover bikes, which are the main vehicles of the game, and yeah.
And for a company that's so small,
just starting out.
Yeah, just starting out. They went all out.
Well, I imagine they had some flack with them. Because apparently this started off as a Unity project, and then when the main developers teamed up with their new publisher, that's when they were really able to expand the team and move on to the Unreal Engine. And when it really shows. One of the screenshots that they had in the game showed the hands of one of the pilots that's operating the hover bikes or space bikes or space hogs. And you see the little zipper that's on their glove that's sort of in the air, and that's when I was like, yeah, this is a game with some money behind it. Like, if they could get that detailed, that shows some budget right there. But I went through the line like 4 or 5 times during
like
the
day,
event.
Right?
3 times in one day, twice in the second day.
Yeah.
And they actually, since I was doing my Eddie Riggs cosplay both days, they knew me as Eddie Riggs or Jack Black or the Axeman. So, like, they were actually looking for me when I was in the line.
That was nice of them, though. Like,
yeah, that was super nice of them, that they were able to help me out and help me get into as many games as possible. But it's a really cool sort of like team-based RTS first-person shooter. I don't usually look forward to these games, but this is one I'm really looking forward to.
Who was one of your favorite
vehicles? Because there was 6 that were playable there. The Samurai, which was an all-arounder, a healer, a aggressive tank type, a clown type that was sort of like very strategy-based. You only had like grenades, and you had no special weapon, which was sort of your detractor. But you had 4 units that were the scout units, which are really good at mowing down small enemies. Really cool.
Remember,
but my personal favorite was the tank type.
The Warheads.
The Warheads, tank type ones, because they had a nuke. It has a huge cooldown. If it charges up all the way and you're aiming at an enemy ship, it tracks and it's an insta-kill on that enemy ship.
And it's so satisfying.
It's so satisfying when you nail it.
Yeah.
The secondary weapon were like these old bombs that you drop that help you clear out some of the scouts, which you need to clear out some of the scouts because those are the guys that can actually carry the objectives to the objective point. It's really weird to just describe the game to you, but I haven't been this like pumped for like a game like this ever, like some sort of online game. I'll definitely be picking it up on PC or Steam. Simply because I don't want to have to go through Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus in order to have to play it online. But yeah, it's a game I'm looking forward to. There's not just multiplayer stuff, there's also a story mode. They have Nolan North voicing the main character. But yeah, if you ever have a chance to get your hands on this and play the game a little early, if there's a demo out or something, definitely try it out. It's a really cool, unique experience, and the guys behind this game, I'm blanking on the company right now, but they got something special on their hands.
I think you're missing one more thing.
What one more thing?
You know, when you play something, you get...
Oh, yeah, that's right. You get a little poster that has, like, the main character's face on it. Yeah, the swag.
There you go.
The most important part, the swag.
And you forgot about it. Almost.
I did forget about after I gave you so much shit about the swag. But yeah, so those are like our budget games of the show. What is an indie game that you would like to give a shout out to?
Huge shout out to Metal Revolution.
Yeah.
Man, they're awesome. And you know the funny thing is, one of the developers of the game, his name is Rain. So I thought that was funny.
You were way too excited and made much larger deal of it. Than the actual developer when you were telling me about it. They did a little tournament that we both participated in. I lost very early after the tournament, and they were like packing stuff up because it was the end of the day or something. You're like, hey, tell this guy your name. And he was like, Rain. And then you're like, see?
What was your reaction?
So,
what were you thinking the whole time this was happening?
Oh my god, my friend is going to get us.
Past all that, the game itself is amazing.
The game itself it's a really
awesome, fun game.
It's a really fun fighting game.
Very easy to play, but hard to master.
It takes getting used to.
Yeah.
Because it has the 2D format like a traditional Street Fighter game has, but it doesn't have the quarter circle or dragon motion inputs.
No inputs.
It's like it's almost like a Smash Brothers type input where it's a direction and button.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes some getting used to, but there's definitely some fun characters in there.
Who was that character you was like, that's my main now?
Graham.
Yeah, Graham. The football dude.
I think like the social media person who was there. She was talking the whole time. I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of Bear, because football player is actually the most overpowered, is actually the best character.
Yeah.
sure enough, after the tournament, I got to try out the football player character, Graham, and I had such a blast with him because he's like a Maximilian, or
He was
Maximo
cheap, for
from,
sure.
I wouldn't say he's cheap. He does have one ability that a lot of the other characters don't have, which is that he can actually combo you in the air.
Yeah.
But a lot of his sort of like tanky grapple stuff really reminded me of Maximo from King of Fighters, because he has sort of those charge moves where like he runs at you, grabs you, pounds you on the wall, and then you bounce off. And that wall bounce is what really reminded me of Maximo. And then he has like an air grab from there. So if you do it well, you can bounce the opponent off of the wall and then air grab.
Oh, yeah, didn't we try to do that?
I did try that. I nailed it once. I couldn't. There's also a lot of meter managing. I'm talking about your game more than you are. A lot of meter managing. In order to block, it uses meter. In order to use specials, it uses meter. So it's a really interesting game. Definitely follow them on their social media stuff if you can.
Yeah, Metal Revolution, and we'll put it down in the description.
We'll put it in the description. There are Twitter, Instagram, and Steam. Unfortunately, the game isn't in early access yet, but they were giving out these postcards that show off a couple of their characters. What was your favorite character to play as in the game?
So in the beginning, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna play the bear with Mikhail, right?"
Yeah, Buff Bear.
Buff Bear. Yeah, he was cheap because like what I would do is like I would do a wake up move where I just grab you and I just slam you and I just grab you. Every time you woke up, I just grab you. There's that guy. He kept using the bear too.
Yeah.
And then I played against him and I lost.
He was a better Buff Bear than you were.
Better Buff Bear than me. So if I'm not playing the bear, I like playing Inari. Inari's like a mid-range type character. She has these katanas that she can use, throw projectiles, and she's really fast and nimble.
She was your Robo waifu.
Yeah, Robo waifu. I almost beat that guy with Inari too.
You did, almost.
So close. He had like an inch of health left. And then
like a sliver of health left.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, it was really hype. Metal Revolution is definitely a game I think we're both very hype about.
I'm just glad we found an indie fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad we found one.
Because there wasn't a lot of fighting.
There was that one weird fighting game.
Grand Blue Versus?
No, not that. We played that one.
We did play that one. That was pretty fun.
That was fun. Yeah. I beat you too.
No, we never played together on that one.
We didn't?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a pin from it, though, because I went there, like, early in the morning, right after I did the Iceborne demo.
Mm-hmm.
And, I got a pin from it. I played against this random guy, and I whooped his ass.
Hell yeah. I whipped my guy's ass, too. Like, not like that. Like, I beat him up in the game. I beat him up in the game. He was this big dude.
No, like, in the middle, you just turn to him and start beating him over the head with the controller. That's how you win. Moving on. So the indie game that I would love to plug. I have huge faith in this game. I met the developers because, of course, they were there. Really nice guys. They actually pulled me aside because they recognized my Eddie Riggs cosplay, and they wanted to take pictures with me. And so that was really cool. So we made a connection there, and that led to me playing their game, Renditions of the Awakening. It's a first-person strategy game. It's a very unique strategy game. The controls are very simple to get right off the bat. It has this quirky sense of humor that I just love with this dark tone. Basically, you're this guy who lives in a village with all of these other villagers that look like these weird ant people with buttholes for mouths. The whole premise of the game is that you do all these weird magic stuff that nobody in the village gets, so they don't like you very much, and they usually stay away from you until one day a representative of the village comes to your house and is like, "Hey, oh, you're uglier in person than we thought." Well, anyway, ugly face, we don't like you, so get out of our town. You're being evicted. Have a nice day. And then, like, that just leads into you just going through the town, murdering people, and summoning demons. You summon these demons, the demons go out and attack the villagers. The villagers become meat, which you then have to use to feed the demons, because if you don't feed the demons, you're going to be the next thing they try to eat, because they're hungry. And then if they're tired, you have to stop and let them rest for a bit and then get back up. But yeah, it's really fun. Has this weird, quirky sense of humor. It's very silly. It's very Monty Python and the Holy Grail. In fact, one of the demons you can summon, I didn't get to that point, is a killer bunny.
Yeah, you can summon a killer bunny?
You can summon a killer bunny. And then,
know
like,
that.
these roaches and stuff. And the thing that's really cool about this is that the main developer, user335 on Twitter, you can look him up. He has actually these streams where he streams the development of the game, and then you can sort of, like, throw in ideas or give content and feedback onto how the game should be developed. He was at an accounting job, and he was just not happy with his work. And he was like, you know what? I really like games. I'm going to see if I can make a game. So he literally just Googled how to make a game, and this is what he got out of it. That's just mind-boggling to me. Sure, the game is a little rough because it's very early, but it's still like a very fun concept, and I wish him the best, and I really just want to give this game some attention because I think he has something special here.
Did you get to summon the big buff demon?
I did summon the big buff demon.
Yeah, you did,
It's crazy, and I took
crazy.
down the castle that's at the end of the village.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, renditions of The Awakening, follow at user335 on Twitter and at TJ versus Zombies on Twitter. Those are the main developers.
Shout out to them, man. They're awesome.
Like,
They're cool
shout
people
out to them.
too.
They were really cool,
really nice people.
really cool guys. Wish them the best. And I look forward to when the early access demo comes out next year.
Yeah, I mean, I play a little bit of the game too, and it's actually surprisingly fun.
Yeah, surprisingly fun. Really, really easy to pick up.
Yeah, it did pick up. I thought I was gonna get bored of it, but I actually wanted to like keep going and get to the castle, destroy the castle. I just like killing the villagers. I don't know, this is fun.
It is funny because they
killing
had
them.
it coming to them. They called you ugly.
Yeah, who does that? Especially as someone who doesn't look like. Because aren't you like a doll or something?
You're like this little, your representation of your character's movement in the world is like this little voodoo doll.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I kind of hope that they get to the point where they can make plushies of the asshole ant dudes. I think that would be funny.
I can't wait for them to add like, if they do like side quests or like
side quests or little mini missions.
Yeah,
within
or
the
like
missions.
If there's a villager in there that doesn't agree with the town and wants to help out
help you out, or like get other summoners that you can get.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It has like a very arcadey feel to it, where it's like literally you go through the level, put your quarters in, play the level, get a score. That's part of the charm to me. Very simple premise, very simple gameplay, and just very, very fun. I look forward to this one when it comes out. So that was PAX this year. And, of course, there's a lot of other stuff coming up soon. New York City Comic Con is going on right now. I don't expect any game announcements there, but the Video Game Awards are going to be coming up. And what is a game that could be announced this year, be it at the Video Game Awards or E3, that would get you to want to buy tickets for PAX next year?
Technically, I already got my tickets.
Shh.
Shut up. So, I don't
know what I mean.
I'm a big fan of 4-player co-op madness or 4-player beat-em-up madness. Anything where I can sit down on the couch with my buddies, talk smack, and, get smacked, or I smack them. This is a classic game I played growing up on the Dreamcast called Power Stone. For all you Sega/Capcom nerds out there. Would you say it's kind of like Smash-ish?
It's a little bit like Smash Brothers on a grid.
Yeah. Kind of like Smash on like a grid. You collect these Power Stones, and when you collect all 3, you transform into like a killing machine. So there's a character on there. His name is I think it's Wang Tang. Yeah, Wang. I think it's Wang Tang. Yeah, Wang Tang. But basically, you collect 3 Power Stones, and he transforms into like a Super Saiyan monkey god. And one of his moves is he can do like a big giant spirit bomb, or he has this like dragon flash strike. It's an awesome fun game, and it's really easy to learn. You liked it too, right?
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's a fun party game, which is something that I think we don't get a lot of these days. We get a lot of games that are very focused on the single-player aspect, and if we do get a party game, it's something that you have to play on your own, on your main console, and then have friends play with you online. There's not really a focus on games that you can invite a bunch of friends over and just play. A Power Stone would be a great game to bring back, to sort of bring back that type of game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, because a lot of games, they don't have that niche anymore.
Yeah, they don't have that party niche anymore.
Yeah.
Even these days, the more recent Call of Duties, you can only do 2-player split screen instead of 4. part of why I don't like games like J-Star Victory Versus is that you can only play on one screen instead of playing with another person. I definitely think Power Stone would be a great game to revive. And in that similar vein of bringing back multiplayer party games, I would love it if a new Twisted Metal was announced.
Good segue.
Twisted Metal is this flagship PlayStation franchise, which unfortunately has not gotten a release for the PS4. It's a vehicle combat game that's typically played with up to 4 people. You choose your vehicle, you go around the map collecting weapons, and you try to blow each other up, basically. It's a really fun, simple concept, and to be honest, I'm surprised that they haven't tried bringing Twisted Metal back, especially with this whole rise in the Battle Royale style games. Because Twisted Metal I could think of as an early predecessor to the Battle Royale. You're dropped into a map, you have to go find the weapons, and you have to go kill the other players. In all honesty, if you were to bring Twisted Metal back, you could go the Battle Royale route. Where you have this map, collect the weapons, blow each other up, last person standing is the winner. Although you may have to introduce a life system because Twisted Metal is a very high-paced game, so like people drop like flies very quickly. Even then, if you are to go that route, bring in local multiplayer. Because that's one of the big drawbacks for me on Battle Royale style games is that, yeah, you can play with your friends online, but what if I want to play with my brother on the couch? So definitely, if you go that route with Twisted Metal, make sure you have local multiplayer and put in almost like an arcade mode. I know David Jaffe, when Killer Instinct first launched, said that's kind of the style that he wants to do, a future Twisted Metal game. Free to download. You start off with one character, and then they release more characters in future updates that you can pay for. Twisted Metal, it needs to come back. I need my killer clown back in an ice cream truck.
Sweet Tooth, right?
Yeah, Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth.
With his deep, sexy voice.
Is that really what his voice doesn't not fit his face?
That's what I love, the juxtaposition of it.
Oh.
Shut up and bleed. But yeah, Power Stone and Twisted Metal, those are games that we would love to see come back. That would definitely bring us back for another PAX.
Even though I'm already going.
Yeah, we get it. You won a tournament.
Okay, alright. I hope they email me, man.
I hope so too. That would suck if they didn't.
Cause like, I tried emailing them. I tried contacting them through Twitter. Haven't got any response. I just don't want to be forgotten, man.
Yeah. But you know what hasn't been forgotten?
What?
Guest characters.
Look at you and your segues.
I know, right? I'm almost not awkwardly on top of it today. Our final topic for the night, or for the day, for the evening, for whatever time you're listening to this, the after morning, is guest characters. Guest characters have become such a big thing in fighting games today. You have Tekken 7 with characters like Akuma, Geese, Negan, and Noctis. You have Mortal Kombat 11 with characters like Terminator, Joker, Spawn, and just in the last game you got Predator, Alien, Jason, and it's crazy. And then you have Soul Calibur 6. Of course, Soul Calibur set the gold standard for fighting game guest characters by having Link, Spawn, Heihachi, and then in this new game, you're getting Geralt, 2B, and Haomaru from Samurai Showdown coming out.
So freaking awesome.
Oh my gosh. And then, of course, we can't forget, it even gives the opportunity for smaller companies like Arika and SNK to team up by getting Terry the goddamn Bogard in Fighting EX Lair. And now, Terry the goddamn Bogard is coming to goddamn Super Smash Brothers.
Dang, I messed up.
Goddamn Ultimate.
Yeah.
So guest characters are a big thing, and with that said, we kind of wanted to do something a little fun for shits and giggles, where we pitch a character and we pitch a game that we would like to see them be a guest character in. So Mickey, how about you start us? What's the first character that you would like to see guest star in what game?
Okay, so you guys know I love anime. And you know what I like about anime? Fights, intensity, raw, you know, that good stuff.
Rah, rah, ah, ah, ah.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay.
Asura from Asura's Wrath would be an awesome guest character for Dragon Ball FighterZ. First of all, I don't know if you know about Asura, but he's essentially like a Kratos from God of War, basically.
Big angry buff
big
dude.
Angry buff dude.
A lot of screaming.
Yeah, he has like 4 arms, and when he gets really mad, he gets 6 arms.
Jeez.
Have you?
I have seen Asura, and I've seen gameplay of Asura's Wrath. I haven't played it. I I know it's available on the Xbox One.
Dude, it's an underrated
So I have to
gem.
try it out.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, for its time, it's, man, like, oh my god, it's amazing.
I would definitely love to see Asura in that Dragon Ball FighterZ art style.
Yeah, right? It'd be awesome.
What type of moves do you think he would have?
Well, he's definitely like a Broly kind of archetype, where he's like big, buff, slow, but he
big, buff, slow, has a lot of armor, and
but he packs a punch.
Very lumbering.
Yeah. But he's also reckless when he fights. So he's got that like Vegeta kind of reckless, where he just like goes in the battle, doesn't care, just wants to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kills all the gods, like literally all the gods.
In Asura's Wrath.
Yeah, because he's pissed. And it's amazing, man.
I'll definitely have to try the game out. Sounds like he'd be a pretty fun Dragon Ball fighter.
Because, you know, you have, so his big buff has armor, and then he has like a rage mode. And
Dragon Ball FighterZ sort of has a built-in rage mode or X Factor.
Yeah. So I think it'd be awesome to, you know, fit that into the game. What about you?
That could be cool. For me, I'm really excited for the upcoming Guilty Gear game.
As we all are.
I liked the Guilty Gear XR
What are your thoughts
Rev
on the
2.
camera action? Do you think it's going to get annoying?
I think it's part of what makes it hype.
I like it
because
a lot.
for me, the Guilty Gear is all about hype.
Yeah.
It has this hype as hell metal music. It has this hype as hell animation. All the characters just look insane. And I'm not a big anime guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few anime and mangas that I really get into. And if there's one character that I would really love to see just done in the Guilty Gear art style, maybe thrown in a game, I'm not saying the game needs guest characters. But I'm saying if they were to put a guest character in, I would like it to be Guyver, which is this old Japanese anime. This teenager that has this bio booster armor. It's almost like Blue Beetle meets Power Rangers for adults.
And the armor is like it's like organic armor.
It's like this organic armor
that it actually is like almost alive in a way.
Yeah, it gives him this super strength. He has like these blades on his elbows that he uses to attack and fight with. He usually fights Zoonoids, which are like these weird monster human mutate characters. Which is the part that reminds me of Power Rangers, because you fight these weird monsters. And of course he has this giant laser that he shoots from his chest, a gravity well on his belt. It's crazy. But like, Guyver is one of those few manga, anime, and comic book characters that I think it's downright criminal that they've never been put in a video game before, because I think so much of the action that's in those mangas is just, it fits so well for a fighting game that I would just love to see Arc System Works get their hands on the character and just make this over-the-top, crazy fighter that I think Guyver can really be. So, yeah, Guyver.
The movie's awesome, too.
The second movie is awesome.
Yeah, I love that movie.
The first movie is trash.
I haven't seen the first one.
But yeah, Guyver for Guilty Gear. And what's your second character, Mickey?
Hisako from Killer Instinct. I think she'd be a perfect fit for Mortal Kombat 11.
Now, why Mortal Kombat 11 specifically?
When I see Hisako, I think of Melina. And Melina is very grabby, get in your face. Her fighting style is like, reminds me of how Hisako is, but with a blade. Hisako can possess you, kind of contort your body, and she can like teleport. And she like moves very slow and scary, but also kind of seduces you in a very ghostly way. She's my ghost waifu, just like how Inari's my Robu waifu. Anyway, enough about waifus. Hisako, looks like you want to say something. What?
I was just shocked that you were sexually attracted to a dead woman.
She's freaky, man.
She is freaky.
Her intro is freaky.
Yeah, her intro, which is why it's weird that you're attracted to her. Yeah, I could see Hisako working in a Mortal Kombat game.
I mean, there's always this idea of souls. And then why not have a character that's like literally a soul?
A ghost, a soul.
Yeah.
Hisako wouldn't be my first choice.
I already know what your first choice
I feel like if you're doing a guest character for a fighting game, it has to be somebody who's representative of the series that they're from.
Okay.
So usually it's like the mascot character. So that's why I would go with Fulgore. But Hisako, I could see her fitting right in with Mortal Kombat, just in the world.
Yeah. See?
But yeah, that could be pretty fun. What fatality would you give her?
Ooh, I got one right here. Picture this. It's dark. You're in a cold room, and you're about to die. And then Hisako comes out to you and, like, try to seduce you. And you think you're going to come back to life. But boom! She kills you, like, by possessing you. Contort your body. Contort it in a way where your bones would snap, your arms would break, your head would, come off.
Since this is Mortal Kombat, you can do something they couldn't do in Killer Instinct, which is like contort it all to the point that the skin starts to spread apart.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Blood starts to burst from all those.
Yeah. Or like, because I know she has her own map in Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
So like, if you're on her stage, then she can call out the spirits or the souls that are in the.
Yeah, that would be a cool stage.
Right? That'd be cool, right?
Man, we should have been putting stages in with our guest character. Really quick, like what stage would you give Asura?
Probably like a destroyed planet.
A destroyed planet?
He always fighting on like some like destroyed planet or like some destroyed galaxy or something.
Okay, and put that in Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, which is basically like any map on there. Yeah.
For Guyver, you'd have to make it the Kronos base that's in a mountain that has, like, creators, the original, like, Guyver creator Zoanoid ship that's in it. Like, that would be a cool one.
That'd be pretty cool.
And Hisako, of course, you would give the Graveyard.
The Graveyard, yeah.
So Hisako for Mortal Kombat 11. That sounds really cool. Now, going back onto the other side of NetherRealm, they've sort of been making a point in the Injustice games of having guest characters from comic books. At least in Injustice 2, we got Hellboy and the Ninja Turtles, which were very cool. I really liked the Ninja Turtles. I usually played Raphael simply because he's my favorite turtle.
I like Michelangelo.
Yeah. Raphael's the only turtle to get character development in any movie.
No, Leonardo gets character development.
He does in, like, the animated movie that they did a while back, but, like, not a whole lot. It's usually Leonardo and Raphael's relationship that gets a lot of exploration, but Michelangelo and Donatello, they don't usually get a whole lot to do. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. But a comic book character that I would love to see them bring into the Injustice universe would be Savage Dragon, or Officer Dragon, as he's known in the comics. So Officer Dragon is a Eric Larson creation. He's one of the first books that were launched for Image Comics back in the day. And in the comics, part of the story that surrounds him is the idea of all these superheroes that it's not dark and dreary. It's very lighthearted because Eric Larson likes to harken back to the golden age of comics. You have characters that like start off as a golden age hero and then something happens and they turn more into a 90s edgy hero. And Officer Dragon is having all this stuff sort of happen around him, and he doesn't want to be a superhero. He's this green-skinned guy with a fin on his head, and he's actually like an alien from another planet that has amnesia that was brought there to conquer the planet, but he doesn't remember any of it. So he becomes a police officer because he feels that's like the best use of his skills, and he doesn't want to throw on tights and crap. But I feel like he would fit the Injustice universe simply because in Injustice you have all of these heroes that are turning bad. You have all these heroes that are doing this resistance thing, and I think that could kind of meld well with the themes of the Savage Dragon comics. And as far as like fighting games, I imagine him to be a bit of a bruiser, almost like a Bane type. You have a lot of armor on some of his moves. Make him throw out a couple haymakers. You'll give him a couple police officer stuff like a oversized gun because he's a crazy character, and you can actually have intros that reference the fact that he has teamed up with the Ninja Turtles in the past, and the Ninja Turtles were in the last Injustice game, so that could be pretty fun. But Savage Dragon, I think he would be a really cool guest character for Injustice.
What about Ultimate?
An Ultimate. He has sex with the opponent. I'm joking.
Okay, so you talk
a lot
about
of the
that.
modern Savage Dragon books, they get a little pervy.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, a lot of the modern ones do.
So
I kind of hope they go back into the... It's mainly his son.
His son,
because the original Savage Dragon is long.
He literally is a savage.
Yeah, super. For a super, I would like it to be something that involves a supporting cast. Like Super Patriot and I think Wildstar is the name of the other character. And possibly like some of his police officer friends. Like maybe he gets in a cop car or something and it's a high-speed chase. I think that would be really cool. Give him some like ground pound jacks type moves, I think you got a really solid character on your hands there. And your final pick for a guest character in a fighting game, Mickey.
All right, my last choice is Lode Runner. So for those of you who don't know what Lode Runner is, it's
like I don't.
Lode Runner is like an old 80s game. I think it came out in 1983. Correct me if I'm wrong. And basically, imagine like an old school Mario game. You have like these ladders. This guy, he's obsessed with collecting gold, but then there's these enemies that are in the way. And to defeat the enemies, you have this like, it's like a gun, and the gun shoots a hole in the ground so you can dig a hole. And then you can trap these enemies in the hole, and you can like basically walk over them to get your gold. And it's like a puzzle game. You collect all the gold and you go on to the next level. And I think Lode Runner would be perfect for Smash because lately the guest characters for Smash have this gimmick. You know, you have Banjo-Kazooie's, or you know, he can take his partner and shoot beads or something.
Shoot the eggs.
There
out of their mouth and their butt.
Yeah, see, like that's a cool, neat little gimmick.
And also the Wonder Wayne is a cool gimmick. Like it's a special move you can only use a certain number of times.
Oh, you mean the
for each
side
life?
B?
Yeah.
I hate that move.
I love that
so
move.
So annoying. I hate it. And I hate you for using that move. Anyway.
It's your dive kick.
So I think Lode Runner's gimmick could be like he can manipulate the ground or like the blocks in the ground. And
like the arena?
Yeah, the arena.
Okay.
And he can use it as like a shield or he can use it as like a projectile of some sort. Or it would be cool if, like, since he's so obsessed with gold, like his map can be just his map, where it has like gold lying around. If he collects all the gold, then he gets like a buff or some sort of some kind of buff, a damage increase or something. Or that could be like his smash.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah, his smash. And I think his smash ball could be like he shoots like a giant laser or something like that.
Does he have lasers in the game?
He shoots lasers to make the hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, like, what would his stage look like?
It would just be like the classic NES stages where you, like, you know, Donkey Kong, where you have like a ladder and you jump.
Maybe like a mix with Mario Maker. You mentioned earlier that it was also like one of the earliest games to have a level editor.
Yeah.
So that could be a really cool element to mix in with his pack.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
I forgot to mention stage for Savage Dragon. It would probably be the police station that he works at. And then in the background, you could have some of the Savage Dragon villains and supporting cast there. That would be a good one. But my final pick for a guest character in a fighting game, and this is mainly because it's this character's game's 10th anniversary. I highly doubt they're going to do anything for it, or that we would get him in a game anytime soon. But I would love to see Eddie Riggs in a Killer Instinct.
Yes.
Simply because Killer Instinct has this vibe of over-the-top action combo stuff, and there's also like this lot of heavy metal music in the Killer Instinct games. And Eddie Riggs from Brutal Legend, it's a heavy metal game. It might be a little expensive because you have to get Jack Black to voice the character again, because Jack Black is the voice of Eddie Riggs. He is Eddie Riggs. And I wanted to put Eddie Riggs in Killer Instinct rather than Mortal Kombat because with Killer Instinct you can get away with a little bit more of the cartoony art style that Brutal Legend has. And not only that, but since it's a 6-button fighter, you could have all the punch moves be attacks that are associated with his axe, and then all the kick moves be attacks that are associated with his guitar, which he can use to summon lightning, cause explosions, all sorts of crazy stuff.
You know, it'd be cool if where he has an ability where he can summon demons or something.
Summon, like, some of the troops from the game, like the Headbangers.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Like the Headbangers, or the Groupies, or or the Bassists. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I would love to see Eddie Riggs in a fighting game, and I think Killer Instinct would be the best one to put him in. I would love to see how Mick Gordon would play with the Peter McDonald soundtrack, because the original music on that game is just amazing, and it perfectly captures the tone and everything. If I were to pick a stage for him, it would probably be the Temple of Ormagodon from it's like the very first level of the game, sort of like the intro level, when you're at the top and you're at that place that's like the stage, and you have all these druids everywhere that are trying to attack you, but then you can have Ophelia fighting the druids in the background, and you're on top of this mountain of skulls. I think it would make for a very cool fighting game level. But yeah, Eddie Riggs. I think he belongs in a fighting game. And happy 10th anniversary, Brutal Legend.
Happy 10th anniversary.
And the last thing that we're doing, or that we did, like I said, this is a re-recording because the last episode got deleted. But sort of as a way to set up what we're going to do for the next episode, I took the names of every Mortal Kombat character that we didn't talk about on this podcast yet, and I put their names in my Shao Kahn helmet. You can kind of listen to them shake up in there. And we drew those names out of the helmet. We're not going to redraw them because Mickey didn't want to, and I figured, well, if he's not going to, then I'm not going to.
I'll redraw. You really
you
want
sure
to redraw?
you'll redraw?
Yeah, I'll redraw.
Are you sure you'll redraw?
Yes.
Okay. Gotta shake it up.
Oh, you did it for me.
I did?
Yeah,
oh,
shoot. Out.
Who did you get?
Kira.
Oh,
that's
from
a good
Mortal
one.
Kombat Deception.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually like her more than Shujinko.
Okay. Shujinko was the last character he got. The last character I got was fucking Dairo.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Alright, you shake this one up for me.
Alright. Put her there. Close your eyes. What you get?
Motaro!
Hey, that's exactly what you wanted to. I'm glad you're happy.
This is much better for me than Dairo. Although now I have to put Dairo and Shujinko back in the helmet. So that way we can do them for a future episode. But we're going to try to get back together sometime in December. And we're going to take these characters and we're going to sort of do little sketches to redesign them and talk about tweaks to their gameplay that we could do to them that would make them appeal to us, that we think would be fun for a future Mortal Kombat game. If any of that makes sense, good. But I hope we get to actually do that before we both leave town and do our own things. But, yeah. I'm really glad that we got to do this. Thank you for coming in, Mickey. I know
of course.
It was very difficult to get our schedules ready for this, but thank you for listening to this 4th edition of RainKast. My apologies if this seems a little rushed. You know the reason at this point. But thank you for listening. I really appreciate it, and I hope you tune in next time.
Thank you so much, guys. And also don't forget to follow Metal Revolution and Renditions of the Awakening.
For Renditions of the Awakening, you want to look for User335 and TJ vs. Zombies. For Metal Revolution, you want to put in MTL-Revolution on Twitter, and just look up Metal Revolution Game on Facebook, and put in Metal Revolution on Steam. And is there anything you want to plug, Mickey, for yourself? Any social media? Where can people find you?
You can find me at Mickey737 on my Twitter, Slickest on my Instagram, and that's all I have.
Alrighty. And you can find me on YouTube with To Explain Later, Twitch on To Explain Later, and Twitter at To Explain Later. And I started an Instagram. You can find me at To Explain Later 95 because for some reason when I did one earlier with To Explain Later, I got banned.
Why?
Don't know. It was a weird thing. But To Explain Later 95 they have no problem with. So you can find me on Instagram using that. I'm almost a modern man now.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I'm joining the future. Anyway, thank you for listening. You guys have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, and good luck out there.
We're signing off. We're signing off. We're signing off. We're signing off.